What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Holy shit, it's that time again. It is your boy Big Syn. I am joined by Hollywood J-Blaq. What's good, fam?
What's good, man? It's been a long time, and we shouldn't have left you without some dope Synful Blaq to step to. That's the name of the game today because we're going to do some real wrestling talk. I am excited, brother. How about you?
Man, so much has been going on in wrestling lately and shit, dude. I don't even know where to start.
I'm telling you.
I do know where to start. I said this to you the other day about what is wrong with Impact Wrestling. A little match card for the upcoming pay-per-view. Why the fuck do they insist on going back to Abyss's Joseph Park again?
I mean, there's a certain thing called beating a dead horse. There's another thing when you beat the dead horse until it's even deader and then rape the dead horse like you're some kind of necrophiliac or something. This is apparently...
But how about raping the dead horse and then teaming the dead horse with Jeremy Borash?
Yeah. I'm at a loss for words. Whenever I see spoilers for Impact Wrestling, I cry. Because it's like, why, America? Why would you even put up with this? And why are the investors that are investing in TNA are saying that this is okay? That's the question that I have. Like, you committed yourself in saying, hey, we're going to restore this company to this glory, and then you're allowing this bullshit.
You want to know what the worst part about it is?
What's that?
About 20 years ago, a young man known as the franchise Shane Douglas won the NWA World title, was supposed to bring it back to prominence against Too Cold Scorpio. And what did he do? He told the NWA to kiss his ass. And that brought ECW into the fold. That was better for NWA than what Impact is doing.
I don't know. Damn, it's hard. We're barely even 3 minutes into the video, and I got to take my glasses off because of this bullshit. I'm telling you, this is why.
What I think is sad is people forget that Impact is actually a part of the NWA Wrestling Alliance.
Yep. The worst part about it is that this bullshit overshadows even a little bit of good that has come from Impact, which is heel Bobby Lashley killing it as the champ.
Alberto Del Rio's drunken rants about the WWE.
Yes, those are always fun. Even though
the WWE is still not going to fire Paige because of the movie that they're making about her.
Which is like, well, fuck it. WWE's got to make their cash somehow, right? I mean,
right? Oh, you're going to earn your contract.
One way or the other, bitch.
The other big issue I have with Impact Wrestling is why the fuck did you break up the American Werewolves?
I don't know. Somebody in WWE must be on the writing team because that's some shit. Let's take this well-established, well-known tag team that has won championships all across the globe in multiple federations and just break them the fuck up.
And now have them feud with their wives fighting too. Fuck!
Why?
Yes, I'm gonna say it. Fuck!
Which I guess will make the reunion tour a lot better. But I think the whole thing is that if they were still together, there'd be no reason why they weren't the tag team champions because by and far there would be the best tag team in the division, and you couldn't make an excuse for anybody taking the belts from them.
Well, you could have made a case for Abyss and Crazy Steve, but we know Crazy Steve has signed a contract with NXT, so
yeah, exactly.
And Joseph Park is back. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Like you literally would have to bring some team that may have been brothers that were well established and that they've already feuded with.
It would have to be the Young Bucks. That's it.
Which we already know how the Young Bucks feel about TNA. So
yeah, and same way they feel about WWE right now. So
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so let's move over to talk about what happened at NXT TakeOver. The phenomenal show that was NXT TakeOver Chicago.
Yes, the scene of the crime, part 2. I loved NXT TakeOver. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I have to watch it before I watch tonight's little pay-per-view that we got going on, and of course the game. And
yeah, because we got the show kicked off, and it was a hell of a kickoff match with Eric Young against Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong basically took out Sanity by himself. Which
are things that a guy named Roderick Strong should do.
Hey, Roderick Strong, that motherfucker, dude, he be doing his thing, man.
Well, you know, they're grooming him into what may be the next future face NXT champion. I mean, that is unless Drew Galloway has anything to say about that. But you know,
Drew McIntyre has been a beast among men right now, a beast among boys right now.
Of course. That's the match I can't wait for, Drew McIntyre and Roderick Strong.
Oh, that shit should be fun.
Oh, yes. That is going to be fucking epic. Fucking epic as hell.
What the fuck is going on with your boy Andrade Cienis?
I have no idea.
Your boy has dropped 2 matches to jobbers in the last 2 weeks.
And he's supposed to, and this heel turn was supposed to be like a lifting thing, and he's dropping matches to jobbers. I don't know what's going on. I guess that should make the implosion a lot better. That's probably going to happen pretty soon, right?
But what the thing that is frustrating about him is he was actually supposed to come to the main roster right after WrestleMania with the new breed.
Yeah.
But what happened was after NXT Dallas, he was found in the clubs after having a weird match with Aleister Black at NXT Dallas, remember?
Yeah, I remember. Well,
and then, you know, he got all that flack for being in the club and shit, and they decided to cancel his uptake. And now he's losing matches to jobbers, but yet I know it's storyline now with the club shit, but he's still doing the same bullshit he was doing when that shit happened.
Yeah, I know. But I guess you could turn a good storyline into, I mean, some good real life shit into a good wrestling storyline. I mean, hell, that's what happened with the curtain call, right? I mean, it's real life, and they may turn real life into kayfabe, and yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The dude's a talented man, but he just, I don't know.
You know how the shit goes.
Let's talk about what me and you both probably consider a future shoe-in for match of the year at the NXT show. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Oh, yes. Remember we talked about this. That match was insane, brother. Fucking insane.
The crazy shit about Tyler Bate is he just turned 20.
Yep.
And this motherfucker, his future is just beaming right now.
Well, we've already talked about, I mean, these UK guys have been off the chain. Aleister Black, Tyler Bate. These dudes have been ridiculously good. Better than anything that we've seen on American soil, like intensity-wise. And these dudes go hard. This is like Strong Style 2.0. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like picture Shinsuke Nakamura against himself.
Yes, exactly. Over and over and over and over again.
I mean, I thought the match was fantastic. I thought both Pete Dunne is a legit heel for the European League.
Yes.
Like I said, Tyler Bate is a legit face. I mean, these two guys, they could have a Rock Austin future.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm excited. I'm really happy. Dude, Triple H has been knocking it out the park. I mean, I thought there was going to be some slack ever since Dusty Rhodes died, you know, because that Dusty Rhodes and that was NXT was his baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why all the guys who are in the big leagues now, they're all known as Dusty's kids.
Yeah. Well, Sasha Banks, I remember I saw that article that if it wasn't for Dusty, Sasha Banks wouldn't be in the position she is now.
Yep, and same with Bayley.
Yeah. So you got to look at that, and it's. I didn't think that was going to be one of those. Like I thought, things were going to fall off, and they've only fallen off creativity-wise from a story perspective because Dusty Rhodes used to be more hands-on, and there used to be stories behind it, like the whole Sami Zayn Kevin Owens thing. I mean, yes, the story writes itself, but the story was presented very well at that point, pushed on forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they made that story that a lot of people mainstream-wise wouldn't even know about, and they put that in the forefront. And so when people see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fighting to this day, they can relate it back to the shit that happened in NXT now, and they wouldn't even have seen it. But somebody can tell you, "Oh man, you should have seen this shit that happened last year, dog. 2 years ago, man. This shit was fucked up."
The thing with Owens and Zayn, I know I said it, that they had a match where the rivalry was supposed to be over, but then they end up getting drafted to the same show.
And then they fought on the same show even after that, like 4 or 5 times.
And now in the Superstar Shakeup, they both end up on SmackDown.
Exactly. No, they're gonna fight forever, damn it.
Yes, and I want nothing more than for those two to fight forever.
I want their match. I want their match, their last match in the history of wrestling, to be against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like
WrestleMania 40.
Exactly.
For the World Heavyweight title.
Exactly.
Lose a retirement match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
And then they both retire each other because they both kill each other in no contest. Both win, lose. Fuck it.
Chris Jericho will come back for one night only. No, what they'll do, they'll have like the ECW farewell match that Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero have them pit each other.
Yep. Exactly. Fuck it.
Now I want to get into, before we get into the big story from NXT Chicago, I want to get into the world title match between Bobby Roode and Hideo Itami.
Yes.
It was quite possibly Hideo Itami's best performance since coming to NXT 3 years ago.
Oh, of course. And what people don't realize, and I think what happens is that we haven't seen much of Hideo Itami since him and Finn Balor were teaming up.
Yeah, and that's because of injuries. He blew his shoulder out. He blew his knee out.
Yeah. And so we had to see, can Hideo Itami by himself be, at least come close to being the man? And undoubtedly, without question, I think that we've seen it now. I wish that we would have seen Hideo Itami versus Shinsuke Nakamura, but we may see it eventually.
I think they're afraid that Shinsuke would hurt him.
Probably, but that match needs to happen because they fought in Japan. I mean, it needs to happen. It will happen.
Oh, it'll happen.
Yeah.
But right now, Hideo, right now we seem, after watching NXT last week, on the verge of a Hideo Itami heel turn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And a feud with Cassius Ohno.
Which should be interesting.
Are you happy with Chris Hero being back in NXT?
Yeah, I am. I'm more than happy. Like,
do you think he's out of shape?
He never was perfect. I mean, but shit. But this is the perfect time to not be perfect. Star on NXT. Fuck it. God damn it. Get your shit up.
Now we're going to talk about the match of the night. The headline match of NXT. The AOP against DIY.
Yes.
And I refer to this as the night DIY died.
Yes. Yes.
The match was fantastic.
Oh, undoubtedly.
AOP has actually shown me something now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The match itself was great. The AOP has come up very fast, and they've had a very steep learning curve, because they were sitting there squashing fools smaller than them, which is exactly how you established a dominant tag team. But squashing doesn't kill DIY. DIY will go with you all night long if they have to, and they've proven it on several occasions. This was a great match from both teams.
Now, let's set the scene for people. Okay, for those who don't know, Johnny Wrestling and Thomas Ciampa have been around for a long, long time. Ciampa is also known as the Psycho Killer in Ring of Honor, a main heel in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Not really ever a good guy, in my opinion. And Johnny Wrestling is Johnny Wrestling. Two indie guys who decided to come up, sign with NXT, and do their thing. And they've been great since then. Now, in this match, there was a moment where Johnny Wrestling decided to super kick Paul Ellering. you knew when this happened, shit was going to be bad.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Ciampa caught the brunt of the punishment until Johnny Wrestling pushed him out of the ring, got uppercutted with a ladder. But then again, let's give it to DIY. They fought back and almost won the tag team titles.
Yeah.
But then the AOP proved to be too much.
Of course.
So now we got the Authors of Pain retaining, which I'm not mad at because this sets up a super heavyweight tag team match against those two big motherfuckers.
Yeah. Should be fun.
So that should be something to look forward to. But now let's get to the end of the show. I told you that I consider this the best heel turn betrayal, most personal of all time. It's better than Shawn Michaels throwing Marty Jannetty through a window. It's better than The Rock turning on Farouk and taking over the Nation of Domination.
Yep.
It's better than Steve Austin breaking Brian Pillman's leg.
Yep.
Thomas Ciampa killed not only DIY, but Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah.
Thomas Ciampa knew he was going to be out of wrestling for 6 months. So what he do? He made Johnny Wrestling out for 6 months also. Would you like to explain what the Psycho Killer did to Mr. Wrestling?
I just remember the scene. This is all you got to realize. You have this scene where they're on the ramp, and they have other person holds the other person's hand up, and you're like, "This is a fucking feel-good moment." Maybe they're gonna end up on. They're gonna probably be on Raw the next week on Monday. Probably gonna be on SmackDown or something. Like this is their farewell tour and everything. You know, you get emotional, you're crying, and it's like, oh fuck, yeah, they deserve to graduate. And then next thing you know, Thomas Ciampa grabs the motherfucker and throws him through the back. Oh God.
And then
how about you continue? Because I saw that and I cried. You go ahead.
All right. So after he throws Johnny Wrestling into the fucking into the Titantron, he proceeds to pull down his knee brace and do a running knee up onto where the announcer's table is.
Yeah.
And then puts him in the what we used to call it on WWE WrestleMania 2000, the Fusion Bomb.
Yeah, Fusion.
Off of the fucking announce table through 3 more tables. And that was the night DIY died. You know what song was portraying in my mind when all that was going down?
Which one?
This is the night Chicago died. Which is fitting because Johnny Gargano and Thomas Ciampa got their start in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh my God. I told you, once I saw it, I don't even know how to feel. Like I saw it, and I was like, okay, yeah, we're good. I'm clapping right at the screen with them, and I saw it. Next thing you know, oh my fucking God, why? Why did you do this? Why? And that's when you told me that it was the best betrayal, and I saw the brutality. Yeah. Yes.
That one cut deeper than the Sandman's family turning on him in ECW to join Raven.
Yes.
His 6-year-old son saying, quote, the Raven. That did not compare to Thomas Ciampa destroying Johnny Wrestling. You're just speechless, don't it?
And I'm still waiting because, like, I heard the spoilers, and the motherfucker didn't even tell him why that he fucking did this to begin.
Oh yeah, on TV on this past Wednesday, they showed the Ciampa interview, and his reasoning was because it was known that he hurt his ankle, and some fans put a poll on WWE.com saying who should Johnny Wrestling replace Thomas Ciampa with.
Oh boy. So
that made Ciampa feel replaceable. So what did he do? Well, you know what he did.
Unreplaceable.
He said, "Oh, no! If I'm not going to be here, neither is Johnny."
And in the grandest form of kayfabe, extending into real life, this nigga Ciampa moved out of their joint apartment.
Yeah, I know. This
shit. Goodbye, old friend. And on Twitter, it shows the empty apartment, nigga. That's some fucked up shit. That's
how storyline. Fucking this nigga moved out his house.
I'm saying. And I know where they live. They live just right down the way. Motherfucker, like, oh my God.
Really? You know who kayfabe is not dead for?
What?
Thomas Ciampa and Kevin Owens.
That's right.
Because Kevin Owens is an asshole.
And we'll get to that part because we got to talk about that shit that happened.
Yeah. But, you talking about the thing with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' dad?
No, not even that. When the motherfucker, we can get on that too. But I'm talking about when they were talking about after won the belt, and they called this nigga. They called what's his name, the new face of America.
Oh, Kevin Owens.
Yes. But some ESPN called the nigga called what's his fucking name? Oh my God, Jinder Mahal, the new face of America. No, blocked. Fuck you. I'm the face of America.
Right. Okay, so let's move over to Backlash real quick, since we mentioned Jinder Mahal.
Yes.
Now, nobody had any hope for this Backlash pay-per-view, okay? Nobody had no hope at all. But you know what? The show wasn't bad. It was...
Yes, so I want to get on that. So, for a show, it didn't sell out. Matter of fact, 2/3 of the stadium was sold. It was a non-sold-out show, probably first in a while. Just because they heard Randy Orton was fighting Jinder Mahal for the belt. That didn't sell out the show. Okay, fine.
But you know what? Shinsuke Nakamura, Kinshasa, the die out of Dolph Ziggler's head should have sold out the show.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like here, to everybody that had tickets to the show or wanted to go to the show but didn't because you were worried about
Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, you're worried about Jinder Mahal. Fuck you, all right? That's going to let you know that. Here's a big fuck you, kiss my black ass, because you missed one hell of a fucking show. And not only...
Let's start with the kickoff match. Ziggler, Shinsuke.
Yes, and you have one person who's the best in the business at selling versus somebody who's just blatantly one of the best in the business.
One of the most charismatic guys you ever see in the ring.
Yes, and if you didn't see it, fuck you, okay? And this is gonna be the fuck you. Fuck you. Or as Tech Nine would say, F-U-C-K-Y-O-U, F-U-C-K-Y-O-U. Yes, blatantly fuck you because you missed one hell of a fucking match. When you want to see two of the best in their industry go at it, you watch that shit. You come to the fucking show and you see that shit.
So that's what happened. Okay, that's Shinsuke and Dolph. The biggest surprise of the night was Breezango against the Usos. Breezango is so fucking over right now.
Yes. And I'm telling you that as a face tag team, it's hard to establish a face tag team, like a real good one that you actually want to fucking cheer for. And that's exactly what happened at the show. And we'll get to the SmackDown that happened afterwards, but let's talk about that because 2 nights in a row, Breezango killed it. You and I can agree on that. They killed it 2 fucking nights in a row.
Yeah, Backlash and on SmackDown, they wrecked shop, man.
Dude, most over team that was on that show, most over people that was on that show. You can't, I don't know what else to say about it.
Well, I'll say this, okay? When going into this match, I'm like, fucking really? Breezango? Seriously? That's like putting the Colognes up against the fucking Usos. But you know what? I will admit right now, and I'm going to say it in front of everybody, Breezango made a believer out of me. Tyler Breeze is back to being the NXT Tyler Breeze.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And here's
Johnny Fandango fucking Curtis is showing what made him actually be the only guy who won Tough Enough and is still around.
That's true. That's true. Dude, Breezango killed it on so many levels, in so many forms, in so many ways. It was
funny. Entertaining is all holy fucking hell.
Yeah.
And it was a good match.
And here's the best part. The build-up to this match, if you hadn't been paying attention, it was some of the best build-up for a tag team match.
Are you talking about the Fashion Files?
Yes, the Fashion Files, sir. The goddamn right I'm talking about the Fashion Files. and then after they lost, they said, I guess their day one ISH was better than our day one ISH, okay?
Right. What do you say? I want a day one ISH. Oh my God. But Breezango has moved up as Booker T would put it, his top 5.
That's right. Top 5.
Has moved up on my book.
Goddamn right. Fuck it. I'm so proud. So proud of Breezango. Two acts that, because Vince McMahon wasn't convinced that they were over, and I mean, yes. What was I going to say? So Breezango, you know how Vince McMahon loves Fandango, but really hates Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been at any means necessary to try and get Fandango over, try to capitalize off of.
People need to remember, Fandango is so over. His debut match was at WrestleMania, and he beat Chris Jericho.
Yes, he did. Yes, he fucking did. and those two, and Chris I'm sorry, Fandango and Tyler Breeze. I was worried, and then I saw the build up to this tag team match, and then I was like, I'm in. I'm all in. Put all my chips in on Breezango because they're the exact opposite of the Usos. You know what I mean? The Usos as heels are on some take me fucking seriously shit because they're tired of wearing their face paint and trying to BSing around. And then here's Breezango here where you can't take them seriously and you're not supposed to. And they're fucking fun as shit.
My boy is wrestling in a janitor's outfit. He's wrestling in a dress and a wig. He's
using disguises in a wrestling match.
Poor JBL got slapped in the face with the dress.
I'm telling you, they're using disguises in a fucking wrestling match. How fucking awesome is that? That you can't take the shit seriously and it's fun. Fun, I say.
So what we're going to give Breezango right now is a nice hand.
Yes.
Now, okay, if you didn't watch the Shinsuke Nakamura Dolph Ziggler match, then, like he said, fuck you. But a definite fuck you if you did not watch AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens.
Oh, God, yes. That match right there. Oh, that just reminded me of their match that they had when AJ Styles was a free agent, and Kevin Owens was still wrestling as Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor. So, yes, when AJ Styles was on his world tour, it's those two have amazing chemistry. Former indie guys have amazing chemistry. Like Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, amazing chemistry. I remember when Seth Rollins was Tyler Black fighting Kevin Owens. Amazing fucking chemistry. These indie people sweat indie guys, and we're gonna talk about that for a minute because there was a comment with Randy Orton with indie guys on Twitter, and I don't fucking know. We'll talk about.
Okay, this comment Randy Orton made was about the Ring of Honor Super Show where Bubba Ray Dudley jumped off the top rope. Because I haven't followed Ring of Honor, but I guess Bully Ray and the Briscoes are the 6-man tag team champions.
Yes, yes, that's right, David.
But anyway, Bully Ray decided to go up to the top rope and do a dive, and it was bad.
Yes, it was all bad. It was very bad.
And Bully Ray did not take it personal. It's the indie guys who got butthurt about it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Bully Ray is not an indie guy.
Yeah, no. Well, like I said, and we'll talk about that in a minute because we'll talk about how much butthurt there was in that post. But indie guys that are mainstream, that are on main shows, they know how to turn on a show because they've been waiting for this shit their entire fucking life. And AJ Styles and Kevin Owens did that. Put on a fucking show where you had you had a winner, but you didn't have a clear winner. You see what I'm saying? Because the nigga tried to kill AJ Styles' leg. We know this, and yeah. But both men tried to kill each other. But it left a question mark to where now you have to have this match again, and now you have to do it on a bigger platform. which is exactly what we're going to have at Money in the Bank, which I am so happy for.
We're talking about Money in the Bank here too. So.
Yes, but that match was good. But I like how they set it up to where, yes, there was a winner, but there was no clear winner because you could put the question mark or the asterisk on it and be like, well, only nigga, the reason why he won is because you trapped the nigga with his leg inside of a table.
But that's Kevin Owens.
Exactly. Win by any means necessary, motherfucker.
Right? Yeah. Now, in another surprising match of the night, Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin tore the fucking house down.
Oh, yeah, dude. And you would think it would be a squash match, but now, again, 2 nights in a row, you have Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin killing the house down, and now you have, the second match exactly went how it's supposed to. The nigga didn't believe in the shit. Nigga got rolled up, and then Baron Corbin killed this nigga. But that ain't the point I'm trying to say. The point is you have Kevin Owens. Not Kevin Owens. You have Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. They had their feud in NXT. They have it now here in on the main show.
And surprisingly, it's better now than it was in NXT.
Well, of course, because that was very green Baron Corbin. Now you have Baron Corbin that has a Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
A lot of confidence in himself.
A lot of fucking confidence, and exactly how it should be. We're a year removed from that. We have people that believe in him. Shane McMahon believes in him. Triple H, Vince McMahon believes in him. And they're going to do it. I think Baron Corbin is. I told you, Baron Corbin is the future WWE champion, hands down. There is no question about that.
And say what you want about JBL. He's been saying it about Baron Corbin since day one.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel that you're going to have a Baron Corbin huge face turn pretty soon. When Baron Corbin, I think Baron Corbin is going to be the guy that knocks off Jinder Mahal. Maybe. Let's see. We're now in June. This happened in May still. June, July, August. I say Survivor Series.
Thanks. You think a Baron Corbin face turn before Survivor Series?
Yeah, I think it's going to set up a before Survivor Series, which is going to set up a title run that he's going to win the belt at Survivor Series.
But it's going to have to be a tweener face turn. I don't think he could be a full face.
No, you're going to have to do it Biker Taker style. You follow the Biker Taker formula, I think you'll be fine.
So now let's move on to the match that you've referenced quite a few times in this video so far, which everybody thought was going to be a joke. Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. And this is the night the Bollywood boys died.
So when you look for a match, when you want to establish not only a face, not only a heel, but a dastardly fucking heel, they have made this perfect formula. They gave them 2 guys that are going to serve as henchmen. Because remember, this is what happened with Seth Rollins when he got J&J Security, okay? When you
J&J Security until Brock Lesnar killed them all.
Yes. So when you establish a shit-face heel, when you want to, you give them some fucking henchmen, you make them henchmen annoying as fuck, and then you involve them in ways that they shouldn't be involved in, and you find a way to get them killed during a high-profile match. This is a formula that has worked for years, and it's a flawless formula, and it works. And this is exactly what happened. Did you not see that this was going to happen? I mean, yes, some people were probably like, yeah, it'll happen, but I don't really think that people understood that how this was being set up. Jinder Mahal is being booked as the fucking monster heel of fucking WWE, and I'm happy for it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about Jinder Mahal. I am so fucking happy for it. And I want to put you on game to something, because a lot of people have been talking about how did Jinder Mahal get ripped? How did Jinder Mahal, what point did Jinder Mahal get swole and ripped and shit? This is what I want you, everybody watching this video, and you too, sir, to look at. I want you to look up C.T. Fletcher, WWE Superstars on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Look that shit up. Because there's a video that happened around Royal Rumble time. C.T. Fletcher was hanging around with Braun Strowman, Big E Langston, and Jinder Mahal. They were at the Iron Addicts Gym in Los Angeles, California, where C.T. Fletcher was doing his thing at. You go look that shit up. Braun Strowman was doing his fucking thing. Big E Langston was doing his fucking thing. And Jinder Mahal was doing his thing, but struggling to do his thing. Braun Strowman was yelling at this motherfucker, and T.T. Fletcher and Biggie Langston was yelling at this motherfucker during one of their sets, right? Tell the motherfucker not to quit, not to give up. This is what you fucking want. This is what we're doing. You're not going to give up on us because we're not going to fucking give up on you. C.T. Fletcher's that motherfucker. If you ever seen a video of his, he will cut your motherfucking ass the fuck out during your set because you ain't doing your shit. And I think it was at that point right there is when Jinder Mahal realized that he needs to get a lot better or a lot stronger in order to change his fucking shit. And I'm telling you, C.T. Fletcher changed Jinder Mahal's fucking life in that moment. You watch that video. It's a 12-minute video
I'll check it out.
Set. You check it out. And I'm telling you, the way that Jinder Mahal looked after that video, I promise you, that was the moment that Jinder Mahal's life was changed. And that his whole way that he goes about his fitness and his regimen and all that shit changed completely. So which leads me into this now. Because everybody's been questioning when the fuck Jinder Mahal got ripped and swole and shit like that. He became the pure definition of what Vince McMahon likes. And I'm like, no. Yeah, he has the body for it. But his fact that he can be a shit-face heel, which is something SmackDown really needed outside of Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens is the U.S. champ. You know, they needed a shit-face heel that can ride with the belt for 6 months. Or 4 6 months. They have it in Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal is not an excellent wrestler. He'll never be a Chris Benoit or Dean Malenko, none of them cats. But he's a great shit-face heel wrestler that gives you the exact expressions that you need, that can look evil as fuck, but still represent for his people.
Now, this coming up to this Randy Orton match, we have to look at the last couple of months of Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal had that match with Finn Balor where he literally knocked Finn Balor out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's probably one of Jinder's best performances of the last year.
Yeah.
Yes, he did have that accident, but shit happens. Finn Balor didn't.
Well, of course, because Finn Balor went too hard inside Finn Balor went too hard going about
get in the fucking temple.
Yeah, he's supposed to brace himself, and Finn Balor didn't. He took that shit head the fuck on. Like, what the fuck you want?
But I will give the Maharaja his props. The dude is selling it, and that's what he needs to do. Now, was he the guy from 3MB who I thought would get a major title run? No. I always thought it would be Drew McIntyre.
Which it will be.
Which, yes, and I agree. Drew McIntyre will be the NXT champion. Drew McIntyre will have a great career when he decides to come back to the WWE side of things. But right now, I agree with you 100%. I believe the Maharaja is what the WWE needs in a heel at this point in time.
It's what they need, not only because again, he's a shit-faced heel, shit-faced monster heel, but he's somebody that you're going to tune into on the pay-per-views to see if somebody's going to be able to finally beat his ass. And when they don't, you're going to have a rain of boos from the crowd as he steals victory after victory. And every reaction is a good reaction for the WWE.
And let's look at one key thing here too during this. In a 4-week period, 4 weeks, Jinder Mahal got victories over AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton twice.
Yep. You can't discount that shit at all. You cannot for one bit. Now, here's a couple thoughts I want to.
You know, the only other person to beat AJ Styles and Sami Zayn in back-to-back matches, it was Chris Jericho.
Yep. That's greater company right there. You know what I'm saying? That's perfect company. Now, here's a thought. This is what I want to put into your head now. We have what we like to call an international incident coming up, because I believe that at SummerSlam, we're finally going to get AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, because they teased it on SmackDown.
Yeah, in that tag team match.
Yeah, they teased it. I think we're going to finally get it, because I don't think it's going to happen on the SmackDown. I think they're going to keep teasing this shit.
I think they should save that for WrestleMania.
If they do, though, like, I wouldn't be mad if they only fought at SummerSlam, and they never fought again until WrestleMania when it's for the title. Because I mean, yes, it would be great if they could save it just for WrestleMania, but they need something on the underside to sell SummerSlam. Because right now, depending on what side of the Jinder Mahal fence you're on, you're probably going to have Jinder Mahal versus somebody that was involved in this what is this? This Money in the Bank match. Not the person who won it, but somebody who's involved. I mean, how many faces do we have in this match coming up? I mean, we only have.
There's also the rumor going around right now is that they're saving Mojo Rawley to take a championship run at Jinder Mahal,
which would be okay.
The rivalry's already there.
Yeah, but I think this is one time where when you're the champ, you got to exercise your demons. You know what I'm saying? As a champ, he needs to beat Jinder Mahal needs to beat Mojo Rawley at least once to exercise his demons, because he's got embarrassed twice now by Rob
Gronkowski and Mojo.
Exactly. So he's got embarrassed twice. Can't happen. Not if you're gonna. There's times when you have the title. There's some demons you need to exercise. The Rob Gronkowski. Hell, fuck it. Let Rob Gronkowski win the Super Bowl this year, retire from wrestling, and retire from football and become a wrestler. I'm down for that too. Fuck it. You know, but well, you can have that though, because imagine a modern day Lawrence Taylor story, wrestling story, with Jinder Mahal, the Maharaja, versus Rob Gronkowski.
Against the guy who actually loves wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, you can have that shit too. I mean, but so much you can do from this point on with this. And the match was, let's get to the match now. Let's skip the story. Let's get to the actual match itself. Jinder Mahal showed why he was a perfectly above average serviceable wrestler in the heel mode. Randy Orton shows exactly what happens when you piss off Randy Orton. People die.
Yeah, he gave one of the Bollywood boys a suplex on the table and just let him go.
Yeah.
He said, let it go, let it go. Fuck your head, you're international.
It was so bad when Randy Orton looks at the camera and goes,
whoops. That motherfucker's like, whoops, oh well.
when you get that face, that's when you know you done fucked up.
That motherfucker, he went into straight Shaggy mode. He's like, my bad. It wasn't me.
I just need that face. I'm gonna take that Randy Orton face and maim it. Maim the shit out of that. Be like, when you had sex so good, you leave her. She's limping to the bathroom.
So you just suplex motherfucker. You suplex 110-pound motherfucker and just let him go. Deuces, motherfucker.
It reminded me of that time you knocked Brian's teeth into the hood of your car. The trunk of your car, and left it there, and it's still there probably to this day. If that car isn't scrapped, it's still there.
No, you know what it reminded me of?
What?
In wrestling terms, when the Brothers of Destruction were having a last ride contest against Funaki.
Oh yes.
And Kane kind of launched Funaki straight up in the air.
Yeah.
Anyway, but congratulations to Jinder Mahal, your new world champion.
Yes.
It's still weird to say, but I accept it.
Yes. Yes.
Now we're going to move on to just a couple of random stories before we get into the meat of this thing, the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which is in about 2 hours away from now. The Titus brand. Apollo Crews. Will he become a full heel?
He needs to. He needs to. And he needs to not because it would be good for his career. It would be good for WWE. We need some heels, man. We need some heels. Like, we need some more heels on Raw.
Heel.
Huh?
I said, do you consider Titus a heel?
I consider him a tweener heel. Because you love to hear this motherfucker talk, right? And then this motherfucker just do some dastardly shit. You know, where are you gonna get that? Where else are you gonna get that shit from? You know? I mean, these motherfuckers got personality for days. It's like The Rock, not exactly talent level or Rock wise, but shit talking rock level wise. Titus is up there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Titus is fucking up there, and I think we even talked about this where he said that Titus would make a great fucking manager because his wrestling skill set is not the best, But dude, I mean, him and Apollo Crews, I can fucks with that.
Yeah, but the only issue is, and this is something that I agree with. It was JBL on one of the WWE Network shows. He said, yes, Titus O'Neil has the voice. He has the mic skills to be a manager. But nobody wants to see a manager who is bigger than his clients.
But see, that's when you can go like, you can be like manager / heavy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, you know, yes, he's a manager, but they ain't afraid to fucking give you a big boot, hit you with the Titus, the clash of the Titus, and then roll out the ring and get his client to win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what else? That would be some unique fucking shit. Like, you have a fucking manager that'll kick your ass even worse than the fucking client. I would love to fucking see that shit. I mean, because what you gonna do? Like, I will dare you to see motherfucker Tommaso Ciampa super kick fucking Titus O'Neil. Yeah, you do that shit and watch what the fuck happens. Grab your foot, spin you around, clash of the Titus, roll your motherfucking ass in the ring. Whatever the fuck, I drop some shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm hype.
You getting hype over there.
Do it. Just fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that shit. You know, that's a hell of a gimmick because you can't game plan for that shit. Because now you know there's a bigger motherfucker outside the ring waiting to kick your ass. It'd be like Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Come on now. We all seen how that shit.
Be like Mr. Hughes.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm just saying, yes. Yes, he admitted, yes, I understand JPL's point of view, but let's see how that worked out for Shawn Michaels. Let's see how that worked out for a bunch of motherfuckers in the Indies when they had Mr. Hughes as their manager. It works. Hell, Brian Kendrick, nigga. Come on now.
All right. So the other big storyline going on right now, who is kicking the shit out of Enzo Amore?
You know who's kicking the shit out of Enzo Amore.
Big Cass.
I know who's kicking the shit out of Enzo Amore. 99% of America, whether they realize it or not, knows who's kicking the shit out of Enzo Amore.
Yeah, the one guy who's been protecting him for the last 5 years.
Yeah. It could be, they could have this nigga, Cassidy, have multiple personality syndrome, where motherfucker kick his ass, and then realize he done kicked his ass. He didn't realize he was the one that beat the shit out of Enzo Amore. It's like, fucking shit.
You know, to me, this reminds me of the Batista Rey Mysterio stuff. You know, they have a chance to make Big Cass into a mega heel.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, I'm all for it. A lot of people don't want to see it because they make a great tag team.
And they're both great on the mic together.
Oh, yeah. They feed off of each other. So when this breakup does happen, it's going to suck. It's going to suck big time.
Because then you're going to just see Enzo Amore die for 6 months.
Probably, which then, but see, remember I would tell you, I've been pushing Enzo Amore to the 205 Live and becoming the Cruiserweight champion. You know I've been pushing this.
I know you have.
This has been my vendetta for the last 4 or 5 months. Enzo Amore, champion. It needs to fucking happen. Because that's the only person that I can see that people who actually want to see 205 Live on network television to see Enzo Amore as the Cruiserweight champion. Am I wrong, though?
No, I want to see Jack Gallagher as the Cruiserweight champion first.
Well, that's probably going to happen. But I'm saying, you say you have somebody with alpha level mic skills and a decent Cruiserweight set in the ring. I mean, and then finally he's going to pop up and be like, yo, my name is Enzo Amore. I'm the Cruiserweight champion, and you can't teach that.
No, I could see it happening.
It's the
just
best.
No time soon.
No, not time soon. Give it about 6 months to a year. Let him die for let Colin Cassidy kill him for 6 months before he realizes he's probably going to go to the Cruiserweight division. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm not tripping off of that. Give him 6 months. Let Jack Gallagher run with the belt. You know, then have Aaron Neville win it back. It was good. I'm not worried about that.
Okay, so we're not going to get into Extreme Rules yet. We're going to talk about 205, then SmackDown real quick. Yeah. 205 Live has been off the chain.
Yes, it has.
That street fight between Brian Kendrick in Akira Tozawa, my lord.
Oh, you knew though. They've been planning on these niggas killing each other. They've been planning on it. They've been wanting it. They've been needing it. They've been feeling it, and that's why they've set this up. This has been a long play. For what? We're 3 months into this. 4 months into this.
4 months into it.
4 months into a feud, and to culminate at that match is exactly what we need. That's a payoff. That's
and
what
you would never expect two cruiserweights to go at it the way those two went at it.
Exactly. But that's what you have when you have a full payoff. It's exactly what it was. That shit paid off. I am so happy about that shit.
Because what I really want to talk about is the ending to the match, and it's the reason why they have those new posts that they have. Because I'm gonna set the scene. Brian Kendrick outside the ring on a table. Akira Tozawa, who can already jump out of the fucking building when he wants to.
Yeah.
Off of the ring post with a senton through a fucking table.
Yes.
On Brian Kendrick.
Yes. 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 Oh, let me rephrase it. Yes. 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 Yes.
If you did not respect Akira Tozawa or Brian Kendrick before that moment, you did after.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Like I said, that's when you have a fucking payoff of a feud. And it paid off finally. And I was so happy about that shit. It's better than anything that was going on. And that's real talk. Real fucking talk.
Do you like the edgier Cedric Alexander?
Huh?
Do you like the edgier, more cocky Cedric Alexander?
Oh, yeah. You knew it had to happen, though. Like, we were waiting for this shit because Mr. Alexander, after the shit that he's been going through for the last few months or so, what the fuck? After the shit that this nigga been going through for the last few months, with his beef with Noam Dar,
Alicia Fox,
losing his girlfriend and shit, and yeah, you knew that an angry Cedric Alexander was needed, and I'm glad that we finally got it. So yes, if you're asking me, am I happy? Am I loving it? Goddamn right, I'm fucking loving it.
But what cracks me up about it is this motherfucker know he really hitting these motherfuckers with that elbow.
Oh, I know.
Spinning elbow, he be hitting them with.
Oh yeah, love that shit.
He be doing that shit, smiling after.
I'm saying.
Now let's talk about the main story in 205 right now. What I think has been one of the best four-way stories you could have with Neville and T.J. Perkins and Austin Aries and Jack Gallagher.
Yep.
All four guys are immensely talented. I think, in my personal opinion, TJP is probably the bottom tier of all four of them.
Yeah.
Because I have said before, I'm a big Jack Gallagher fan.
Yeah.
And of course, Austin Aries is Austin fucking Aries. But what are your impressions of Neville tapping out to the last Chancery last week?
Well, remember he tapped out at WrestleMania, but it wasn't seen, and so.
But I'm talking about an actual tap out for the victory this time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, you knew he was acceptable to it. I've been waiting for it because I've been wanting to see it. Just to know that it can be done. You know, that's what we were waiting for. Can you tap out this man? And he did. You can't argue with it.
Do you like Neville's attitude now?
I love it. Well, you know me. You know, Neville as a heel was the best thing going. You know, I mean, that's the best shit in the world. This nigga on some next level shit. You know? This nigga, you know, Neville's been on some next level shit. You know what's up. Yeah.
But is Austin Aries the man not to take that title from him?
I mean, if you had Jack Gallagher lose to him, you have to have Austin Aries win the title. You have to at this point. Because if he doesn't, then you don't have a payoff. And then where do you go from there?
Yeah, because if he does, then you could actually push it up to another match at SummerSlam.
Yeah. You can have that. And then you can have a battle of respect with Jack Gallagher coming up all the way up until at Royal Rumble or something, or Survivor Series. And I mean, I think Jack Gallagher can get crowned as the champ. I see him with the WrestleMania moment. Jack Gallagher is the type of guy I see with a clean WrestleMania moment, winning the title.
Oh, I can see a WrestleMania entrance with this motherfucker like on some singing in the rain shit.
Oh yeah,
motherfuckers with the umbrellas and the top hats and shit.
Hell yes. Oh hell yes.
That shit would be awesome.
Love that shit. And we can't skip out on. So I know we're talking about 205. We can't skip out on Raw real quick. I know we're gonna get into Extreme Rules. Raw has been kind of weird with me without Braun Strowman. Are you having some.
I'm having Braun Strowman withdrawals too.
I just want the motherfucker to pop out and say, "I'm not finished with you." I just wait to see
just out of nowhere.
Every time I see Roman Reigns do an interview, or sitting in the back, or just doing something randomly, walking down an aisle, or something, I want to hear Braun Strowman say, "I'm not finished with you," and kill this motherfucker.
You know what would be funny about something like that?
Yeah.
Put Roman Reigns in a rivalry like with fucking Finn Balor or something.
Yeah.
And have Finn Balor play a tape.
No.
That just has Braun Strowman screaming.
And the motherfucker Roman Reigns paranoid and shit. Next thing you know, to the corner, motherfucker coup de grace, finishes nigga and fucked up.
Yes, I've been having Braun Strowman withdrawals too.
I just don't think the show's the same without Braun Strowman. Like,
never thought I'd say it, but yes.
I know, we would have said this shit last year or the year before. We were like, really? Really,
that
nigga?
Green ass motherfucker?
Really, nigga? Braun Strowman.
Roman Reigns did make a good point about Braun Strowman. He's like, what memorable thing has Braun Strowman done without me?
No, it's some fucked up shit. It's fucked up.
With the exception of collapsing the ring and trying to kill the referee against the Big Show.
But it's still fucked up. I love Roman Reigns on that tweeter heel shit, nigga. Come on now. You know you love that shit.
Now let's get into SmackDown. I know you're excited to talk about SmackDown with what recently happened on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't see this last episode because I've been out and about and working my fucking ass off.
But did you hear about what was signed for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view?
I know about who's in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view as far as the match itself.
I'll set the table for you, all right?
Yeah. We
had the a 5-way women's match to see who the number one contender was.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard about that.
The match had never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Shane McMahon came out and is making the very first women's Money in the Bank match.
This should be fun.
Charlotte, Carmella, Tamina, Becky Lynch, and whoever the hell else is there. Natalia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who do you think comes out in the women's Money in the Bank match?
If I had to bet, I'd have to bet Charlotte. I have to bet on Charlotte, bro.
I'd have to go with Carmella with James Ellsworth.
Think so? Although that would be the most interesting win because, I mean, this bitch can cash it in at any time. And I just think the problem is that people don't like her or don't hate her enough to justify.
Yeah, because everybody knows she's married to Big Cass. I mean, it's hard to hate her.
Of course, so I don't know. I think you have to do Charlotte because Charlotte is a tweener, but we're good regardless of who she cashes it in on. So now, do you find this funny? Because I find it hilarious. We haven't had a chance to talk about this, even though it's been going on for a while now. Yeah.
But, you got the welcoming committee. Am I not mistaken in wondering why the hell Tamina is part of that crew when she joined SmackDown the same night as Charlotte?
Arnie!
Why? And why did the Superstar Shakeup make AJ Styles a face and Charlotte a face?
Just because of who became even more heel, I guess. I don't know.
It was just like, oh, yep, their faces now. What the fuck?
Exactly. Oh, man.
All right, so let's get into Extreme Rules.
Yes, let's get into it.
So tonight is the annual Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and the card is okay for what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The kickoff show is Apollo Crews versus Kalisto.
Of course, which we know what that was going to talk about. If we're going to do predictions, I'll do a quick one. We'll keep it very simple. It's Apollo Crews is going to win this one, establish himself as the heel finally that what's the call needs. But I think it's going to be a great match.
Okay, now we got You got the 205 match with Rick Swann and Sasha Banks against Noam Dar and Alicia Fox.
Oh, yes.
I like Rick Swann and Sasha Banks for this one.
I like it too, although I wouldn't be surprised if Noam Dar did pull out the victory, just because they've really been establishing this nigga as a shit-face heel. I like it. I like shit-face heels, goddammit.
I know you do.
Yeah, hey, I would think Rich Swann and Sasha Banks, that's a good little power couple thing they got going on, so I'm good.
Now we got Neville with the Rings of Saturn against Austin Aries with the Last Chancery in a submissions match. Could be the match of the night.
Could be match of the night. I still like Neville, and I'm not thinking that he's going to tap him out.
Well, it's a submissions match, so.
Well, I think there's going to be some shit faceness. I think he's going to pass out. Is there going to be some shit face where you see some Mick Foley versus Rock shit where the nigga says I quit, or or you're going to have this nigga pass out, Austin Aries pass out in the middle of the Rings of Saturn. So
I hope Austin Aries wins the belt tonight.
I hope so too. I mean, I want him to, but my money's always on the champ.
And now we got it's probably been the most physical match rivalry coming up to this pay-per-view. The Hardy Boys against Cesaro and Sheamus in a steel cage.
I think that if Cesaro, I'm really looking for Cesaro and Sheamus to win as heels. I know it probably won't happen, but I need it to. I need it to for America.
Well, the Hardy Boys have been great since coming back.
Of course they have, but they've been teasing this broken thing. And yes, I know Anthem and Hardys are fighting for this broken thing. You want the broken thing to come back? Yes, I do. I really do. And I think that Sheamus and Cesaro's heels are because they've already tanked Cesaro's faceness and turn him back into the shit face heel. There's gotta be a payoff here somewhere.
Well, I have something. I have an idea for what's getting ready to happen because the Mae Young Women's Tournament has been announced. Yeah, they're bringing back Lita.
Oh, that should be fun.
So my question is, do you have the Hardy Boys win this match? Okay. Yeah. Make Lita Cesaro and Sheamus' manager.
You could.
Just to add that little personal rivalry.
Oh, hell yes. I would do it. Fuck it. Just do it.
So I like the Hardy Boys. You like Cesaro and Sheamus in this match, all right?
Yeah.
Now we have the goddess, Alexa Bliss, taking on Bayley in a kendo stick on a pole match. Can Bayley find that hardcore side, or is Alexa Bliss just too much right now?
This is tough for me to say. I will never ever bet against this woman. But because the person on the other side of the ring is that damn good, I have to bet against her. I think Alexa Bliss is going to find a way to win, as she always does. I think we're going to see that hardcore side of Bayley. I just don't think it's going to be enough.
I love Alexa Bliss. I love her character right now. She has been probably the best woman in the women's division.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and shitty segment aside from last Monday.
Yes, that was absolutely horrible. And like I said, I really hope it doesn't kill her momentum. I don't think it will affect her that much. Yeah. Because she did hit a home run off the back of Bayley's head at the end of that segment.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm going with Alexa also on that one.
Awesome.
Now we have the Intercontinental Championship match. If Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, The Miz wins the title.
Watch The Miz pull some Eddie Guerrero shit.
I was about to say the same shit.
It's for the IC title too. And he's been bringing up former IC champions. So it would not surprise me if you see The Miz do some Eddie Guerrero shit and win this belt. And the Miz and Dean Ambrose is like, to me, because there's so much polar opposites, it's like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I can watch the motherfuckers fight forever and treat each other like shit, and it would be the greatest thing in the history of wrestling. Just pull the trigger. I want to see The Miz do some Eddie Guerrero shit and win the belt.
It's all five for the network.
Hold on. You're going to have to say
a couple weeks ago on Raw.
Hold on. You froze like completely. So let's start over again.
All right, my bad. I said, are you happy that they are finally bringing back some viability to the Intercontinental title?
Oh,
having
yeah.
Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and The Miz fight in the #1 contenders match a couple weeks ago?
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. That shit was awesome because it proves that top contenders, even when you have Brock Lesnar out there, is a belt to still fight for, damn it. Fuck it.
Yeah, and it's Dean Ambrose's belt.
Fight for the shit.
I think Dean Ambrose will pull some silly shit and win this match. Because he's Dean Ambrose.
Oh, of course. Of course.
So now we're going to move on to the first ever, since they don't have a Money in the Bank this year for Raw, 5-way Extreme Rules match with Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe versus Bray Wyatt to see who goes on to face Brock Lesnar at July's Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view.
Great Balls of Fire. So,
it gave me a headache just saying that pay-per-view name.
So there's only 2 ways that this can end. You ready to hear me out?
All right.
Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt knows how to build a pay-per-view in a pay-per-view match without necessarily having the person that he's going against at every show.
Yeah, I told you. Bray Wyatt has already sold a match against Lesnar to me.
Yeah. The other thing, the wild card, which would probably, to me, be the best option for this, Samoa Joe. And I know it's weird, but hear me out. What do you think is going to happen? All right, so let's start. If you do Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, I think you're pulling the trigger on it too early.
Well, they already have that plan for WrestleMania.
Okay, so you guys take that one out. If you put Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, I think Seth Rollins gets killed.
Because I think as of right now, the SummerSlam match is supposed to be Finn Balor Lesnar.
Yeah. So now if you do Finn Balor Lesnar now, you're going to kill the momentum that you've already built with Finn Balor, which is very short right now. Because he's only been back since the Raw after WrestleMania. And he's on such
the Paul Heyman thing helped out Finn.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I want to see either Bray Wyatt or Samoa Joe against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I don't think there's any other way that you can build this, especially when you're going to call a pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire.
You know, and I know the story behind it is because Kurt Angle is so goofy and quirky. That's what he's calling the pay-per-view. But they should have just went back to the Great American Bash.
Well, yes, that would have been better. Although, if you look at it, Great American Bash has been primarily a SmackDown pay-per-view over the recent year.
But SmackDown got the rights to Money in the Bank this year, so
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, it has to be one of those two. I don't see this pay-per-view any other way.
And I honestly think Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar would probably sell that pay-per-view.
Yeah, because I think that you can build a whole thing where these motherfuckers are stiff with each other and fighting each other the whole fucking time.
They could honestly borrow from TNA the Kurt Angle Samoa Joe shit.
Yep.
Have Samoa Joe come out, get in Brock's face and just headbutt that motherfucker.
Yep.
Like you did Kurt Angle.
Yep.
I ain't afraid of you, motherfucker. This is my house. You know what I mean?
And I think you could actually end up turning Samoa Joe face if you put on a good enough performance. I think, yeah. Because he ain't going to just be, Brock Lesnar can toss a motherfucker around, but I don't think he can toss a nigga around like Joe, like that.
Joe locked that motherfucker in the coquina clutch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just got one last thing to shoot to you before you go.
Yeah.
Is the WWE Hall of Fame next year. There's 2 people who I want in it, and I want them to induct each other for the first ever double induction Hall of Fame.
Tell me.
Raven and Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, fuck yes. Fuck it. Raven, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman. Let the Hall of Fame go extreme.
Anything you want to say before we cut this video out?
Oh, you already know what I'm trying to say, sir. Synful Blaq Entertainment is in the building, so we already know what you need to do, sir. We already know what America needs you to do. We need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You take it to the left, and you take it down, and you hit the subscribe button. And once you hit the subscribe button, you're going to see some of the greatest entertainment of all time. And I promise you, goddammit, we're going to have a schedule of video game ridiculousness out. All right? We're gonna put that schedule up when we hit the video next week. We're going to let you know what to exactly expect. Expect to see some wrestling videos, some more shit. Expect to see some Ghost Recon Wildlands craziness. Expect to see some wrestling. Fuck it. You're going to see some Destiny because I'm going to get this motherfucker on Destiny, and you're going to like it, goddammit. You hear me, motherfucker? Yes, I know you do. You're going to see the wild shit that I do, and I'm going to drag this motherfucker through all kinds of crazy shit in Destiny. So, woo! We're going to go buck wild on this motherfucker. Woo! Sorry, my bad.
And that was the Nature Boy.
Woo!
But like he said, we have a lot of shit coming up on the channel. You know, I've been busy on the channel a lot. There's been a lot of Injustice 2 gameplays. There's a lot of shit going on my end. We do have a sports show starting soon.
Yes. Oh, yes, because we got to talk about these NBA finals, bro. Warriors, Dubs up 1-0. Game 2 is tonight. You know I'm excited, fam. Woo!
But the thing I find funny is about this, everybody already counting the Cavs out. Don't do it.
No, don't do that. But I already said like this. It's either going to go Warriors in 4 or Warriors in 7. It's only two. It's not going to be no in-between bullshit. Warriors in 4 or Warriors in 7. Because if LeBron don't get it, if the rest of the Cavs don't get their head out their fucking ass, it's going to be Warriors in 4.
Well, the only one who has was Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, but that ain't going to be enough. Because now you got 5 motherfuckers that can average 20 points a game.
Yeah, let's just face it. They needed Kevin Durant to beat LeBron James. That's all it is.
Hey, because Harrison Barnes wasn't. What?
And don't forget, 2 years ago when you guys beat the Cavaliers, you needed Kelly Olynyk to rip Kevin Love's shoulder out of his fucking body.
Well, we just needed Andre Iguodala to give LeBron James fits, and that happened. Okay, now you know Iguodala's not. It can't do that no more. So we have to get Kevin Durant. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at all. Shit.
You see, now Golden State fans are feeling what I feel as a Patriots fan. Instant hate when somebody brings up your team.
Exactly. Exactly.
But anyway, my name is Big Syn. That's Hollywood J-Blaq.
You're goddamn right. And this is Synful Blaq Entertainment. Whether you like it or you don't, you got to learn to love it.
Woo! Deuces.